everyone, and welcome back to Chup the podcast, or Listener Viniki Banla. We're your hosts, Adar,
And Dana.
and today we're back with yet another episode. I know you missed our voices, but we're sorry. We were unable to put out episodes the last 2 weeks because of personal reasons. We had a lot of things going on. We were busy, we were working, we had like internships and everything. But in these past 2 weeks, we felt like we weren't doing enough. Just because we didn't put out our episodes, we felt unproductive in some way. And today we're here to, sit down and address that feeling and just address it. Today we want to discuss the whole mindset and the whole discussion that already exists behind the toxic productivity, watchful and competition mindset, hustle culture, and just how it affects our perception and our position. So, just to start off the episode, I want to describe what hustle means. So, the dictionary describes hustle as to proceed or work rapidly, energetically. The dictionary also says that in the 1940s, in black slang, hustle signified a paid job, and more generally, and like side hustle meant like a job where you were earning money, but on the side and something like that. We will get to it in a minute, but first of all, I want to start off the way by asking Anna, what is your opinion on hustle culture?
I think hustle culture is basically saying that you overwork yourself, but in like a very persuasive and like a positive way. But it depends as well. For
Mm-hmm.
some, it can be a source of motivation, but then for others, it's just like work, 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 grind, grind, grind. You
True.
know.
And for some reason, I really don't like the word grind. Like, it's like, and we'll get to this in later right now, but like, it's kind of like, I personally feel like hustle culture promotes this idea that you have to do good or somebody else is going to overtake you. And that also falls within the whole watchful and mind competition mindset of always being alerted that you have to do good, otherwise somebody else will like overtake you and take your position and all of that. And like
Mm.
it just doesn't feel right because I don't want to compete with my friends, like or even my co-workers. Like the environment is supposed to be good, but the fact that like when competition is put into it, it's like we have to always like step on one's head to get ahead of each other, and it's kind of a sad thing.
Competition, it's like such a weird concept to me. It's like it's like bata rehine, like like school rehine, it's always promoted. Like everybody's like, oh, be competitive, like you can do better. Like, oh, you're first, you're second. Like next time say first only. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't, but it depends. Like for some people, I've seen like, oh my god, like they're doing this, so I should work harder. If they can do it, like I can do it too. But
Mhm.
then and like, what do you think about competition? Like, do you think it makes you feel like motivated, or does it give you like
No,
a
it
stress?
I hate it. I hate it. And the thing is, you know what? When I was little, so we had this and like it's like my the thing that I hate about competition as children, and I think like children should not be put against each other to compete, eh? Especially academically, because like it makes a child feel like less scared when they don't get
Mm-mm.
when they're
Good,
ranked.
good
And
point.
Mero school ma like Paila, we used to have like these top 10 wala rankings. I don't know if they have it in your school, but like the top 10 wala rankings ma, there was like this girl that would always come first, and then there was always like this girl who'd come second, and it would be like them overtaking each other and everything. Malaita, it was like my parents always wanted me to come in there. Okay, like they were like, you know what, like I want you to get like at least top 10 by Panika. And like that was like something I always worked towards. I would literally pray to God that I would get into the top 10 while I ranking. And like the thing is, I stopped giving a F about the whole competition was when my parents didn't appreciate my hard work. Okay, now here's the thing. You know what? Like grade five, ma, I worked so hard, like literally so hard, and I got a 91%, okay, overall. I got like really good grades in like all of my subjects, and I got 91%, okay, and that was like the highest I had ever gotten. I worked so hard for, like, the result that I got, and like I was so happy with it, because like when I saw like I got 91, I was like, I know I worked so hard for this, and I know that I'm happy, and I know that my parents are going to be happy about it. Okay. But when I showed the grades to them, they were like, oh, 91? I mean, like, then that's fine, but like, you should have gotten into the top 10, okay? And that hurt my feelings. That was,
Wow.
I was like, I gave my best. How much more? Okay. I mean, like, it's always like you can do better, yeah, sure, but like, I wasn't appreciated, too, Belanto, and I stopped giving a fuck. Like, literally stopped it. Like, I was like, hey, whatever. And then my grades went fluctuating after that. Like, literally, like, Kanzani, my one motivation was to make my parents happy or lie the entire time. But then, like, even when I did, like, get so good grades, I felt like, what the hell? Okay, you know what I mean? I started telling it. I was like, you know what? Fuck competitions. I don't like it. Like, especially academic competitions where they rank students on the
Mm.
basis of academic achievements. I don't like.
For me, I've never felt like academic or competitions. Eh. I've never felt it.
Really?
Like I don't know. No, because I don't know. I've never. I felt pressure to get good grades, but that's
Mhm.
not because of like competition. Like I don't. I don't believe in competition in academic settings. Mate. I just don't care about like first. Like
Yeah,
like
yeah.
yeah, like first, second is good and all, but then like I don't know. But then, school kokura, the competition, what I absolutely hated was the sports. Like, did you guys have sports day?
Yeah, we did.
I don't know if I'm the only one, but I hated sports day so much. That is probably why I don't like sports. I don't like,
Uh,
dude, I don't know, like, people that get so competitive over like sports, like,
mhm,
I cannot, like, it gives me so much, like, stress. Like, especially if it's like a group kid, a group like competition. I mean, like,
mhm.
if you mess up, like everybody
Yeah,
around you is
yeah.
going to lose. It's like,
I agree.
oh my god,
Mhm.
like, I hated that so much. Yeah,
True.
I don't like group sports. I don't like sports unless it's for fun. I hate people who are super competitive about sports. It's like, let's just have fun. Sports, like,
But then, like, the thing is, I feel like I'm contradicting myself, but then, like, the thing is, I'm somebody who plays sports, and I do participate in competitive sports and stuff. And, like, I don't really,
basketball.
yeah, I don't really have the same feelings against competitive sports as much as I have towards like academic competitions between students, because I feel like it's like, I mean, like, sports though, of course sports has always been something that's competitive, but like academics should not necessarily be competitive for students, and that's where we have like differing opinions, eh? But like the thing is, like, I don't think like a child should feel lesser than just because they didn't achieve a good.
Yeah, I think academic kurama pani. No, I agree though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I have seen like people who like generally they do work hard, but then they don't secure like good enough grades. I mean,
Mhm,
especially even teachers. Like honestly, like I don't know, man. I feel very weird when like
mhm,
the way of speaking. That I get it. Like you may be disappointed in some students for not securing this and this grade, but then but I feel like even teachers like because I have because even teachers like sometimes they say very like unmotivating graph to students
mhm.
like who don't secure good grades either. So that must be so like very like hurtful to I've seen some like special batsamo that like very like you're not gonna be anything like literally like dude what like you're a teacher like it's Shana they're so impressionable like what's the point of like giving them so much stress like
Yeah, yeah, that's so true, and like that's what our education system should work on, is like motivating the children instead of like. And it's difficult because like we have to change the whole system if we want to eradicate this particular thing, because like
yeah.
ranking has always been there. Okay, you know
But
the.
for some people, it does work though. Like some people, like literally excel. Like so, I was genuinely shocked to find out that you don't pull that many like all nighters during exams.
Oh, I do not. I told you, no. That was the reason, like, because like, when I was in grade 5, I worked so hard for it, and I used
It's
like,
a grade 5 story.
yeah, it's a Here's the
That's such a huge impact I see.
yeah, I mean, like, if I worked as hard as I did grade five bars or so, then I would have gotten way better grades than I do right now. Okay? And like the thing is, like, I also learned that like being like book knowledge and not just like reading from the book was not really gonna make take me anywhere. Okay, it's like I had to understand it, Nita. That's why I take so long to study. Okay, it's like it's like
Yeah.
whenever I'm studying like maths class, man, this was something I had like a trouble with was like maths maths I was like very late. Okay, like when say like the problem was done on the board and like it was already taught, I know, but I was still working on it because like I had to understand it myself. Okay, because I couldn't
Yeah.
write it and then go home and like think,
You
oh
you
shit.
are very street smart, though. Like I'd say I'm more book smart. I'm not very street smart, but you are very like
Mhm.
street smart.
I think it's also just like you need to understand rather than just
Mug it up.
just
Yeah.
know. Okay, there is a difference between knowing and understanding.
Mm.
Wow. I,
Wise word by myself. You surprised yourself, Papa.
I surprised him. I was like, what the hell am I saying? Like, is it the same thing? Did I make sense? Maybe.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I mean, plus like the thing is like why I don't pull all nighters is because and please don't get me wrong, I did pull an all nighter on given maths code. Then I literally studied like the entire day and then studied the entire night. I slept at like what was it like 5 o'clock in the morning, and then I ended up like waking up at 7 because we have to go to school. Oh my god, I swear. That was like Aligaro. That was like the only time I ever like really did that.
But I used to pull all-nighters like every other day, like especially like 10th grade titera, all the
Mm-hmm.
day like 11th tinawanan. It was
Mm-hmm.
like literally last exam is equals to an all-nighter. But it's because I procrastinate a lot, not because I work really hard or whatever. It's because I procrastinate. I leave things up to last.
I mean, I agree with
But
you.
even now, like when you were just talking about it, you just said like, "Oh, don't get me wrong." Like, I also pulled an all-nighter. Like like
Mm-hmm.
just us talking about it right now, it's like we take pride in not sleeping all night. But it is true. Even like back in school, like people used to, "Oh, like I studied till like 2 o'clock. Oh, I studied till like 5 o'clock. I didn't sleep at all." Like this
Mm-hmm.
should continue. But I think it's because we are very like we procrastinate a lot. This and anything. Can even
Mm-hmm.
people like I know people who don't pull on. Like my sister, she gets
Mm-hmm.
really great grades, but she literally goes to bed at like freaking 9 p.m. or something, even during exams. I mean, her first tip is to like sleep. Can you sleeping improves memory day? So like
Yeah.
pulling an all-nighter is like, but you're just
No.
like kidding, making yourself tired.
Mm-hmm.
It
No.
depends on the person though.
No, but like, I mean, like, I feel like putting an all-nighter, like you said, is like sometimes people take pride in it, but it's also like this thing of like, some people say if they do not put an all-nighter, they tend to beat themselves up. Like,
Yeah, that is.
you know
Yeah,
what I mean, right? It's like,
yeah.
oh no.
Literally every math exam.
Mm-hmm.
Don't you feel guilty when you sleep during math exam?
I do.
Like it's, I know, right? Like
Okay. Okay, I don't want to jinx myself and like you remember like our exam and that it was maths exam, then it was business. I remember because
yeah.
like I was thinking I put like all nighters every exam, okay. But then my maths exam passed with some uthera padeko hunda ani like the next day business ko exam थियो मैले अलि पढे हैन and then I fell asleep. Okay, I fell asleep like 9 baje and then I woke up like I woke myself up like they like 4 o'clock तिर होला. I tried studying, I couldn't and fairy fell asleep. And then I went
Mm,
school. I told you I was not prepared to him, but I ended up getting
yeah.
so good grades. Okay.
Exactly. See, you're street smart. I need to mug up things.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to say like I'm God or anything. I am God's
Mm.
favorite. Like,
Okay, you literally said what you said you were not gonna say, but okay,
period. Okay,
continue.
but the thing is, like for me, like I kind of understood that IB was more about like critical thinking than about like book knowledge, and that's why I always like told you, study from the
Yeah,
sides, don't study from the kibbles.
yeah.
I always said that because you were trying, like you were always like this. You always like kind of, I won't say beat yourself up, but like you were always like very worried and like anxious about like
Yeah.
the fact that you didn't
Yeah.
study
Oh,
for
talk
the
about
deadline.
anxiousness. Is
Mm-hmm.
it just me that like this pressure to do good ultimately is your downfall? Like I don't know if it's just me, but then like this thing where you like if you're doing suppose like itige room like you're just practicing with yourself, like you're doing something like you
Mm-hmm.
can do it totally fine, like it's okay. So when you actually have to do it, then it's like your mind is completely blank and it's
Nothing fruitful to come out of the fact that you would be like Anthony, stress yourself to the point you actually, you know, mess yourself, like you mess yourself up. Okay, you know what I mean. And like in one of our previous episodes with Wo Unplugged, like our second episode called Mental Health is not a myth. You can go watch it, you know. But then त्यो episode Mani, one of the members of Wo talked about how she would always like continue feel very anxious, and like a lot of her anxiety came from the fact that Manzani, she had exams the other day and then she used to feel like she wasn't doing enough. And I think that's also something that's really affecting us teenagers. And it's also like maybe competition, but also like just this feeling of like, if I didn't stay up all night, then I didn't give my best. If I didn't study all the chapters like 10 times, then I didn't do it right and shit like that.
yeah. And I think even when you do try really hard, like even when you've like practiced hard and everything, but then like you feel like you've not done enough. And because you feel like you've not done enough, you just become so anxious, like, okay, so I didn't do this, so I probably didn't do anything at all, so I don't know anything, so I'm gonna mess everything up. So, and you do end up messing everything up. So
Mhm.
it is good to be chill, funny.
A little
Like
bit,
but
not
here.
yeah, but like I feel like when you say chill, like people might get the idea that I literally don't do anything. I do. I got good
No,
grades.
I mean chill as in like
Yeah,
calm.
chill as in
Calm.
calm.
Calm
Yeah,
is the word.
you should
Yeah,
like be
calm.
calm. You should not beat yourself up
Be calm.
for
Yeah.
exams. Study, you have to study, I know,
By
but
chill, I don't mean like don't study, like go watch
like,
TV,
choo, choo,
like
choo.
study. Not like be chill.
Yeah, but like also, I feel like every failure is kind of like a stepping stone towards success, and I don't know why if people feel that way, you know. But like the thing is, you know, when like I don't know which term it was. I think it was like the third, okay, fourth semester. Oh, I don't remember, right? But like third, I think it was sorry, fourth, right? Third, okay, second semester. But like Tio Bella, like I got like really good grades. Okay, I got like 6 7s, all 6 7s, and English B ma matra I got four. Okay, literally four English ma.
Mm.
And I felt so bad. And my dad said, okay, he was like, why did you get only four Isma? And again, like at that point I was like, oh my god, like English is a subject that I've always been like good at, and the fact that I didn't get good grades in it, it just made me feel so bad. And I worked so hard in English. Like I would like participate in every single discussion that we had in class, okay? Because like you know, at one point, like this chill attitude had gotten like it had like came to bite me in the ass because like I got like a
Yeah.
four ni ta हैन because like English ta हो गरेर त बसिहाल्छ नि त म हैन, but then I got a four, and that's when I was like, oh, knock knock, here's the reality, you're not doing good.
No,
So
but there was yeah, but you were actually chill some
yeah,
days.
and like I swear, Tio Belata was like very bad. And then I was like, no, 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 this is not good. So I started working more. Like I started participating in class discussions. Like literally, class ma म मात्रै हुन्थ्यो होला बोल्ने मान्छे के like जेमा नि बोल्दिन्थेँ के म. And the thing is, you have to speak. And this is something I encourage people to do. Is like if you don't understand, tell your teacher you don't understand it. If you because like I don't think you should keep it inside. Okay? And like I said, I need to understand everything that I'm doing because that's the way I can like even if I didn't study well exam ko lagi, I still can sustain or get good grades, like enough grades kako. And like you gotta understand like class ma gaera यतिकै बसेर काम छैन के. You gotta like take over that fear of, oh my god, what will like the teachers think. They will think, oh, this girl talks a lot, but it is gonna help you at the end of the day.
She does talk a lot.
Yeah.
So funny.
But yeah, that's what I wanted to say. But not just that, like I also kind of wanted to bring up the I mean, we didn't really talk about hustle culture a lot, but
We're
like
talking all about education.
we only talk about
But yeah, you were saying.
yeah, but like I feel like this whole competition mindset also kind of like encourages like this really toxic environment where children are put against each other to achieve great things. And there's this expectation of like greatness that should be achieved from like us teenagers even at a very young age. Okay, like let's talk about the gap year itself, and like how like gap year Gabila, it's like, oh, what did you do in your gap year? What are you doing? And you know what? Like when I told my cousins that I was taking a gap year, they were like, why? Like, why are you taking a gap year? Like you should go to college. I don't want to. It's almost like the fact that you're not going to college this year is equated it to like, oh my god, you're not going to college? Like, oh my god, like what are you doing with your life? Shut up. Oh my god, shut up.
This is what I mean by you're chill. Like you already had this plan that you were gonna take a gap year in Italy. So like I did not plan to take a gap year at all. I was so against gap year. Every time we talked, I was like, no, I'm not taking gap year. Like
Mm-hmm.
not at all. But like, here we are taking a gap year. But yeah.
Yeah, but like this thing is like gap year. I've already said it previous episodes, money. But like I took the gap year for myself, okay, and I knew I was gonna take a gap year the entire time. So like yeah, like for like you and Resha who didn't necessarily intend to take a gap year, it must have been hard. Like, do you want to share your experience of how you felt like when you finally kind of came to terms with like taking a gap year?
I think at first I was like in denial. Like I was like, okay, I'll just apply for the spring semester.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't know like where it is that I wanted to go, what it is that I wanted to do. But I was just like, okay, I just go to college. Like no plans, just like college. But yeah. So I think now that I'm like okay with it. I think we are doing things like iti karma but like why tara? Yeah, no. But I have this question though, since we're talking about pressure and it just came to my mind.
Uh-huh.
You are 18, right, Ajay?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
turned 18. Ever since I turned, yeah, don't you feel this pressure of like this age, 80 age, summer you have to do 80. Like ever since I turned 17, like
Oh
you know,
yeah.
I always complain to you,
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
what are we gonna do? So you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, I
So
mean, do you remember the fact that I cried when I was about to turn 18?
I do. So there were a lot of factors contributing to that, but
Yeah.
okay.
Let's not talk about that, right? But like
But yeah.
at that point, the fact that entering adulthood, and I think this kind of is a personal message to you, Anna, but like entering adulthood felt so scary because like it was like, oh my God, now I'm about to turn 18. Like, what am I doing with life? Okay, which is like a very bad feeling to have. Like, you're doing amazing, sweetheart. Okay, I'm telling this to you, Anna, not
Oh my
people.
god.
But like this
Just call
thing is,
me your sweetheart. You. Anyways, continue.
yeah, that does come. Okay, and you know how like we've also talked about like with each age milestone manum naina that we cross. It's like there is certain things you have to achieve. And the fact that you've not achieved it already feels so weird. Because like 18 ma, you're expected to go off to college. We're here taking gap years, and to some extent, like it makes like sometimes you're guilt tripped into feeling that you're not doing anything. Is guilt trip the right word?
Guilt
Yeah,
trip yourself.
yeah.
I
Sometimes
think
guilt trip by others, sometimes you guilt trip yourself, and like that's kind of wrong. Yeah. I
I think the reason why I wanted to go to college this year so bad was because like I could go to college before turning 18. So I'd be 17 when I was in college. And like
mm-hmm.
so that I could graduate early and that like I don't know why I always wanted to graduate early. I don't
Uh-huh.
know because it just feels like it just gives me more time to do things by a certain age, if that makes sense.
No,
Like
no,
I'll
that's
be 1 year I have one more year to do this by this age,
uh-huh.
you know?
No, because
I
like
always felt that.
that's so true. Because like it's like I think it's also like societal expectations of what you should do at what age. Can like yeah, like this whole thing about once you turn 25, you should get married, and like the thing is, I'm gonna graduate at 25, and like I think I will graduate at 25. No, no, no. I'll graduate at 24. I have to study for 5 years. But like, the thing is, like, it's like you have to marry and everything. But like, it's also like by that age, like, I won't be settled yet. I won't have a job. Like, I'll just have graduated and everything. So it kind of feels like, oh no, like, I'm still not in my own 2 feet. Right? Something like that.
Yeah, I think being independent is like the most
Oh,
like what
yes.
I think right now what we are like what we want I guess is
True, true, true.
just to be independent is the first thing. Like people have like different versions of their own like success. Funny.
Yeah, true, true.
Does that make sense?
Mm,
I think like right now our biggest fear is that we won't achieve that.
mm,
You know,
mhm.
I don't know where this came from, and now this is related to the
Oh my
topic.
God. Like, okay, now Anna, this is where like Yogi Baba author comes in. I'm sorry, not Yogi Baba author, just like author comes in. It's like I believe in the universe that the universe listens to you. You have to put good things in the universe and good things will happen to you, blah 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 blah. Right? But
The
the
law
thing
of
is,
attraction.
that's why I literally don't do self-deprecating jokes. I literally call myself
Yeah,
God's
you said that.
favorite. Okay, I do that. But like the thing is, I know I will be successful, and that's like something I tell myself. Okay, and that's something like I encourage people to tell themselves. I know there is this fear of, oh my God, what if I don't make it? But like, you have to trust yourself, and you have to be like, no, you know what, I'm gonna make it. Like, fuck, like,
But then
whoever.
the thing is, like, what is making it? Like, because it's never enough. Like, do you get what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
We're just talking about hustle culture, which is the topic we should be talking about. But
I'm sorry.
it's like
Exact. Oh
it's
my
like
God,
never enough. Like,
that's a really good question though. Like, what is making it?
because like like I said, like people have different versions of success. Funny, like
Mm,
the vision that they have for their own life. For
yeah.
some people, it may be like speaking like millionaire, like but for
Mhm.
some, it may just be like living in a village, like you know what I mean?
Yeah, true, true.
Like but like two different visions but still both like
Uh-huh.
equally meaningful for their own like life, I guess.
Yeah,
Very
but
philosophical, but
I don't know if I think I have a success like a vision of what my success is yet. Yeah. And I think we're too young to have it. Like, we're still yet to go off to college and everything. I know. And like, I don't think, and like, yes, I'm gonna study a certain subject, but I don't think I would associate making it to being like to getting my license even. Okay. You know what I mean?
I don't understand how people, like how you just talk about like you're gonna study and you don't know about license, like kind of like you're gonna go with the
Mm-hmm.
flow, kind of, like even like Sabita, who is a member of Chup, like when I last met her before she was going, like I asked her like, so like what next? Like, okay, you're going to college, like what next, Huggy? And she was also like, I don't know, like let's see, Huggy.
Mm-hmm.
Like how? Like don't you like,
I
what
mean,
if the Red Sea part doesn't work out? Like,
no, no, that's true. But like, I mean, I think it's just too much of a pressure to give yourself. Like, when they need to us, like when they say, okay, this is the goal I need to achieve, right now in 4 years. That's too much pressure. Okay, I feel like it's just too much pressure. Like, I don't even think I'll be able to tell myself to like. I don't know if I will be able to tell myself like, in 5 years I need you to get your bachelor's degree. I can't tell myself that, okay? Because like it's too much pressure for me. Okay, you know what I mean? And I don't think people should do that. Like, it's like why would you want to put yourself under that much pressure? Also,
There was this line this actor said. It was like so. Like right now when you're contemplating everything, like
mm,
oh my god, like what is the next 5 years gonna be like?
mm,
And in the interview, like Exanamanti asked the actor, like like where do you see your? He's like in his 20s now, and like they asked him like where do you see
mm,
yourself in 10 years? And I think he literally says like I don't know, like Guntani, I don't know exactly Guntani, but then I hope like Guntani, I see myself doing whatever, like I see myself living the life that I find contentful at that age.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
And that is so true. Kinigi right now, okay, maybe I want to do this way. That is the life that I want.
mm-hmm.
So as you grow older, you grow and you change, and like there's
True.
so many blah blah blah, and like whatever you want may be different.
True.
Okay, I don't know. It's very
No, no,
philosophical,
no.
maybe that. You know,
No, what
like
you
by
said
that time,
is
just
so true.
whatever.
No, what you said is so true, and I want to add on to it. Like, ever since you're little, you're supposed to get this aim shit, like when you right, like when you, what do you want to be in the future? I want to be a doctor, engineer, whatever. No, you have to have that ever since you're little, okay? And I feel that's so like unnecessary because, like, it's like people will kind of shame you for having changed what you want to be in over the years, okay? Because like
That
when I
is
was
true.
little, I wanted to be a doctor. Then I don't know, it changed to becoming a teacher or something like that. And then I wanted to be an actor. And like, there were people who kind of were like, weren't you like trying to be an actor this entire time? I was
Mm-mm.
like, yeah, well, like I grew up and like what I want is not the same thing that I wanted 5 years ago. Okay. We will change with time. We like so like maybe something that we want today is not going to be something that we want tomorrow. And if we keep forcing ourselves to want like to get something we want, and like पछि गएर पनि like it changes and we still don't have it, then you're just going to be stuck in this endless cycle of like trying to get something that you want, but every time it just changes because like you're growing up like with time, okay? And you're not content with like even if you get it, you're not content because you're like, oh my god, I spent all this time to get this, but like, is this all it feels like? You know what I mean?
I don't like telling people what when they ask like, oh, like what do you want to do?
Mm-hmm.
But it's true, like do it, don't say it's funny. So
Mm-hmm.
do it, don't say it.
And one thing I wanted to mention was like this video of Kobe Bryant and Kanye West. Rest in peace, Kobe. But like the thing is, it's an ad. I don't know what ad it is, but like I showed you, hey Anna. It was like so not good feeling, okay? Because like it's just like what? How many more records can my records break? More records, like what is more, okay? What is more, like when am I ever gonna achieve most? And like that's the endless cycle that I also am mentioning is like more records, more records, more records. And it's like, okay, I am exhausted now, like what now?
I think this is it's like you don't ever feel satisfied. I
True,
think
true,
it is okay to feel like satisfied and content with whatever it is that you do have, even though it's not like everything that you want or you live
true,
like this.
true,
Like you can keep working towards a goal, but you can still be content with like with anything, like with what you have. I think
true.
it's like this, like for people, it's like a certain goal is like okay, like after like when I achieve this goal, I'll be happy,
Mm-hmm,
and then you achieve that goal, and then it's still the same, and then you're like okay, maybe I'll do this, and then I'll be happy.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
There's this thing that like no matter how much money it is that you earn, like your happiness level is still the same. I think it's like sorry, I don't know what it is that I've heard so many people say it. It's probably true, that's it. But yeah.
Yeah, but like there's also like people who say like I'd rather be working class and happy rather than be like a billionaire and sad, okay? Which is so true. Like
A talk that way, I'd rather be crying in a mansion than crying. Those TikToks. So, anyways, now it's time to wrap it up. We have been recording for almost an hour, but we've been sidetracked a lot this episode, so we're just gonna end it. So, anyways, thank you to everyone who tuned in this episode. If you want to hear more from us, please do subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Instagram for updates and additional information. You can also reach out to us through our Confess app page with any questions, recommendation, requests, corrections, or opinions. And as always, our socials, along with additional sources, will be linked in the description box. So, once again, thank you for listening, and we hope you tune in for the next episode, hopefully next week.
thank you.